Uh, Justin, Tia, and Tia. Unsa man? No plans? No plans, Justin? Lagi kay gahapon na lang imong imong imaanhi ka dong. Wadyo kay kuan dong. Wala kay word of honor dong. Okay, so good morning everyone.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning,
Okay, good
sir.
morning. Good morning. This will be the last topic for our three eyes discussion. So unfortunately, the real topic to dapat nga to i-discuss karon will be the format for your research. But since you have your capstone research naman, and you are introduced already to the parts, especially no sa mga dapat buhaton, okay, mga parts sa research, mga functions, each part sa research. So we will divert, okay, we'll make some diversion. So instead of discussing the parts of the research paper, let's talk about the influence of the social media for the research. I think you're well aware naman siguro on how impactful the social media when it comes to research. Am I right? Okay. If you can still remember, last time we discussed about the facts and fake news, and most of the information were coming from the social media. And yeah, it's very deceiving to it's very that the social media has an information that's so deceiving that everyone who will read and everyone who will let's say not in general but especially those who have lack of comprehension will not totally understand the real message and the real the truth no behind what information really is all about. Okay, so what is social media for research? Okay, how or how social media affects research, or can we benefit something, especially when you talk about research, if we collect information coming from social media. Class, the social media term is not really in general, social media is the term, but we have different type of social media. Okay, we have the different social media platforms. Okay, so on social media, it says here that the total number of active social media users is 4.2 billion and so on. Okay, imagine 7 plus billion people in the world and 4.2 billion are social media users. Okay, they're active social media users. Uh, regardless on regardless on what kind of platform are they in, either dating site, let's say mga educational site, entertainment site, or pleasure sites. Okay, hindi na kayo mention sa mga pleasure na. Pero that is part also of how active the media users were. Some of them are the 4.5, the 4.15 billion are accessing this social media through mobile phones. So these are applications that were installed sa atong phone. Let's say it's not just Facebook, it's not just Instagram, it's not just. Actually, the truth is, in one cell phone, we have different type of social media sites. Diba? We have different apps inside the. What you can access, because this is the most vivid part when it comes to social media class. Your account will be visible and will be useful not only on the specific media site but also can be an access to other media site also. Like for example, your account name for your Facebook can also be the account name for your Gmail, for your Twitter, for your Instagram, and so on and so forth. Okay, that is why uh, it becomes more quiet. It becomes kind of bit it, it, it bloats. Okay, the amount of users, especially those people who are accessing these media sites through mobile phones. Okay, social media are defined as essential information and has interaction channels. Okay, let's not generalize siguro the idea of the word fake news. But there are also essential information and interaction channels that we can found in the social media. Since Gmail, Yahoo Mail, Google are part of the social media sites, these are type of platforms that really deliver essential informations. And also, the interaction channels that we're talking about here is where it's when we talk about, for example, what we are doing right now. We are using Google Meet. No, Google Meet is an interaction channel because it is a way of communicating to other people. Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Yahoo, or whatever media sites is there is that that is uh, that has an interaction channel that can be a source of interaction channel, then that could also be a part of the quiet. That could be the one of the benefit for of what social media is all about. Another is a free way to network with academic community. It is something to do with the most media sites also delivers or they give information, essential information academically to those people who really need no some real and factual information. Like for example, if the news channel has this platform and then the news channel wanted to deliver their message through social media site, Facebook, like that, Instagram, natin itawag ng mga fact checkers. I think you're well aware of the word fact checkers. The fact checkers there are were the one that validate the information if it's real or not. Now, this will be the most controversial part. Most of the fact checkers were not really, dili sila competent type of fact checkers because sometimes uh dati kita was nga bias media, di ba? They are just naa sila information, or when they don't agree with this specific information coming from these people, coming from this source, they will not validate the quiet. They will not validate the source. They will not validate the news. In fact, they will just they will just karapitang they will delete or they will void that information and avoid it to be delivered socially or publicly. Okay. Another also are seen as a good source of new information and context. Like it's, the communications part of the social media, we can now if you wanted to deliver a very quiet, a very what do you call this one, very organic type of news, natin itawag na live. Okay. Now, I'm sorry. Uh, most ka ng mga social media site like live or something ganyan na, those could be a source of an organic, no? Of an organic kind of bitang information. Pasabot na it becomes real, it becomes factual. Okay? So, through live, through kanang bitang mga actual nga mga information, like na yung mga tao nga nasa actual nga site, through social media, they can deliver the news. They can communicate that news globally, no, or kanang publicly. Okay. Another also are suitable for promoting awareness of the research services and results. Okay, so I think most of the informations are. Wait lang class ha. For a while lang sa class, for a while. Sorry. Just have to take this call. It's kind of Okay, sorry. Now, what is the difference between social media sites and the websites? Okay, so actually there is a connection between the two. So if you talk about website and social media sites, okay, so what's on the websites that can be also on the social media sites? Like for example, sharing content. Okay, it builds reputation. It helps connect with the audience. Reaching out to new audience, encouraging interaction with colleagues, finding funders online, establishing credibility and social proof, and of course, providing key data for institution where you work. So that is the what? That is the comparison between the websites and social media, or let's say the benefits that we can get through using websites or social media. But remember, class, again, not all websites right now are really, let's say, legit. Okay, di ba? If you agree, no? Dili tanan ka ng mga social media sites karon is really, or websites really, is ka ng legit. Some of them are, no? Some of them are just created because they wanted to deliver wrong information, or they're just mocking other people's no? Other people's mind, making fun of other people's interests. So you should be more vigilant when you are trying to visit a website. And also, they can be a source of what we call kanang virus. Like na yung mga dyan, na dyan yung mga websites na once you enter that specific website, kalit na din siya mo kalit na din siya mo, what you call this one, no, palaw mo cellphone, or mag-shutdown mo laptop or mo PC, because naa siya virus na content. Okay? So, what is the relation of the website and social media to research? Remember, you are getting information coming sa mga websites, and also we are trying to prove also our claims through social media. Just like when you have this research about attitude, and then suddenly you have heard to social media that there is a news about this group of people that are showing this kind of attitude. You are base That will be the base of your research. For example, that will be one of the data that you can get, no, as part of a proof that your claim is right about attitude towards like that. Now the problem is, how will you validate that one? Okay, if the source that you have is very organic, very natural, then that could be a strong source for your data. No, that could be a strong type of evidence for your research. And then also, if if you could still remember last time about the parts where you have to verify if the website is really legit. The website that delivers facts and kanang mga reliable informations, then probably pwede nimo na siya pwede mo nimo mabawaan na that source really is right, or it's good, okay, as part of your research. So the main difference is that social media cannot be relied on completely, but provide faster, more personal methods of communication. Website cannot do that one. Like, let's exclude the information coming from Wikipedia. Ang Wikipedia naa na siya interaction. We call it WikiHow, no, or Wiki Answer. So people there, they are they do some they comment, they ask questions through that through that platform, and then suddenly any people can answer that. Okay, it doesn't matter kung kana siya person is professional or not, as long as maka-access siya through that website, through that kanang platform, pwede niya matubag ang question without even kwan without kalibitang, well, even providing evidence that he or she is really a professional kanang, or let's say he or she is gonna be really someone that knows what the question really is all about. Diba? Pwede niya taka-takalog answer ang mga pwede i-question. But it's the same thing with the social media, like Facebook. No? when you ask someone about this one, you can comment something, and then many people, any people can answer your question. And this is the worst part because again, pwede ka i-mock, no? Pwede ka pwede ka nila pakaminusan through commenting also nga kanang kabubo ba nimo? Ano ka kablodan na ingay na, and then kung manguta na kag tarong you'll be kung i-prove nimo ang kwan kung gusto nimo kung nakay gusto i-prove mo yun na sila dayon nga trolls ka. Di ba? Trolls kuno. Imbis professional ka, nagmamang kang trolls. So, nga na, because some people will not admit that you are right about something. Okay? So, these are the different type of social media sites. For example, we have a wide use social networks like Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Vimeo, and so on and so forth. These are type of social networks class that are most people gonna visit na siya. And we also have here social networks for researchers if you wanted to have a very valid and reliable source or information. You can visit this type of networks, okay? And also platforms for research. It means that we also have these platforms where we can visit to at least know to be enlighten us, to be inform us about what will be the ways and methods when you do some research. Okay, may possibly no, na sila yung mga statements or words here that would really that would really help you or help us, especially when you wanted to research something very important. Okay, so this is the example for the Twitter. Kasi may Twitter accounts din eh. Do you have Twitter accounts?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
What do you get sa Twitter accounts, class? May I know? I do have Twitter account also. But I only use Twitter account kung gusto ko makipag-away. Yan ako tripping sa hay. No? Makik-away ko. Like for example, di ba, once you comment something sa usa ka post, that will that will uh, that will become either you are retweeting or you are commenting. That will now, di ba, mo appear na siya sa newsfeed sa Twitter. Kabantay mo na?
Yes, sir.
No? Kwan siya bag sa pulugar kanang sige, Jovel commented on kanana or Jovel kanang retweeted, di ba? So, yan na siya. May mo siyang thread. Kay mong thread ang sa Twitter. So,